Okay, there we go. Hey, ladies, welcome. This is Rose Stein here. This week's power lesson is going to really be about getting unstuck. So many women reach out to me and they're just so stinking frustrated. I mean, that's really the point at where we begin to take some action and we begin to seek some help and what's out there and what are people doing. Obviously, specifically, we're talking, I mean, there's lots of different, ways in which, human beings get stuck, but typically what we're talking about here in this group is about weight loss. It's about feeling in control of our body, of our food, of our eating, of our health. And obviously, it's super easy to get distracted, but it's just as easy to come back into a feeling of empowerment and a sense of self-efficacy and control that is inspiring, and not just like coming in from the outside, like forcing ourselves to eat a certain way that we don't want to. There is a way to change the way that we think about things, remind to remind ourselves of just how powerful we are and just how capable we are of making the kind of changes that we want to make. So, assuming that we're on the same page, continue watching because I'm going to show you a technique today. It is a technique that unique necessarily to me. I did not make it up. It's been called many different things. It's just understanding the way that the brain works and then utilizing that resource with intention and not just looking back and going, oh yeah, this person said that thing, this thing happened, and I see how I progress into thinking the way that I think. It's actually saying, I want to be different. I want to feel empowered and in control. I want to change the way that I think with intention so that I can continue down the road that I want to go. And this particular technique, I'm going to call it the bridge. And it really is, it's allowing these two seemingly like different parts of ourselves, like the past that we're kind of like frustrated with, especially when it comes to weight loss, because oftentimes what happens is that women feel like they just can't lose weight and they tell themselves a story about what that is. It's too hard. It's too much money. I'm too old, my body doesn't want to do it. It's the hormones, it's the whatever. There's like lots of different ways in which we kind of form our understanding of what's possible and what's not possible for us. So that can be a stuck place, right? Where there's like some external kind of thing happening that we don't have control over that's making it so that we cannot lose weight. There's another stuck place that a lot of women get into, and that's where they just can't get started. Right. And that's like they're waiting for the perfect time, or they're waiting to, gain a certain amount of weight so that they actually feel motivated. Or they're waiting until after the party, or they're waiting till, summertime comes, or they're waiting until they get married, whatever. I mean, there's a million excuses that we give ourselves to like put that off until tomorrow because today it's just too hard. There's too much stress. There's, whatever, too much of this, not enough of that, whatever the reasoning is. So they just can't get started. And then the third way that women tend to feel stuck and frustrated is that they can start. They're good starters, right? Like you can do like the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday diet. And then by like Thursday, it's like, meh. And Friday, you're like, well, it's the weekend, right? Or whatever the reasoning is that you can get started. Or maybe it's even daily, right? Like that's a big thing for those of us who like actually really know what to do. Sometimes we have no freaking idea whatsoever. And like, we really need some guidance. Like we don't even know where to start. And for some of us, we really know what to do, but what happens is that we'll get started in the morning and then the day will progress and our there's like a willpower gap. So as the day progresses and there's more and more dramas and traumas and stress, we kind of like we fade back into old habits, and it can be like a daily cycle where it's like, okay, tomorrow is going to be different. Tomorrow is going to be different. Tomorrow is going to be different. Some of us can make it through the week and it's like Monday is going to be different. So again, there's kind of, they're all similar in a way where there is that stuck, frustrated state. And so I'm going to show you a technique right now that's really going to help you. And we're just going to do it like real quick, simple, and short, right? So what you want to do is you want to take some time, right? A couple of minutes to go inside, because that's where the thinking is, right? That's creating all of the emotions, and then we are acting it out in the world, and then we're looking at our actions and going, and then trying to like, control it inside of our mind. So let's go inside first. And we're going to just take a couple of deep breaths and relax. I like to be a little like audible with my breathing so that like my brain can hear it, right? So it's not just inside. I'm getting the trigger from the outside as well. So, and now we're going to use our hands. You can see I'm using a lot of my hand actions here. So we're actually getting our physical body involved as well. And you're going to have one of your hands that is going to represent the you of the past, and begin to think of the past excuses and the old habits and all of the things that kind of brought you to the stuck and frustrated state to begin with. And allow that to just kind of like penetrate in that hand, maybe even imagine that it's a color or a shape, and just let the past kind of be there for a moment. Okay, now you want to kind of look around the room and kind of, shake your body a little bit. It's called a break state, right? So like we went somewhere with the mind and now we're going to do something different. So we kind of want to shake it off a little bit. And then you want to come back to that relaxed state and take a breath. And you're going to imagine in the other hand now is going to be the you of the future, with all of the possibilities and opportunities and the joy and the sense of comfort and freedom that you are imagining, and that you are knowing that this kind of like control and the weight loss and the health and the feeling really good in your body, like that, the direction that you're going, right? Like what is the image and the imagination of what this is going to bring you. So just allow that to become a color, right? Allow that to become its own shape and have its own energy, this vision, this motivation, right? This inspiration that you're going towards, and allow that just to be there for a moment. Okay, so let that go, look around the room again, kind of shake it out. Again, that break state. So we're beginning to create connections. And here with the bridge, what I want you to do is begin to think of possibilities. So now you have both of your hands. You have the you of the past and you have the you of the future. And now just take a moment, and I do find it helpful to have your eyes closed and just allow your imagination to begin to expand to the possibilities that are available to you, to begin to build a bridge. Now, whether that's just in your mind, it's a beautiful rainbow bridge, or maybe your hands are actually beginning to come together as you're beginning to think of the different ways in which all of your experiences and your knowledge and your wisdom from the past that you have gained, and all of the opportunity and possibility for a new experience are beginning to come together. And as you begin to think about the different resources and thoughts and actions and possibilities that are available to you, and continue to bridge that gap and allow these two seemingly separate places and spaces and trains of thought to begin to come together, and even allow your hands to kind of clasp together like this. It's a very nice way to allow the imagination and the physical body to represent action and activity. And so as both of the hands begin to come together, there are things that we hadn't even thought of when we were just doing one and stuck there, or just wanting to focus on the future, like realizing that both have opportunity and possibility for us, and begin to think how somehow these could come together to help you accomplish your goals. And notice how they meet in the middle. They meet in this place of opportunity. They meet in the present moment where we actually are at, and allows you resources that you didn't even know were available to you. And it's really cool how the mind begins to open and expand to new things that we didn't even think when we were trying to like run towards one or run towards the other. So just allow your mind and your body in just a moment in space and time to utilize the resources of your own mind as new connections are beginning to be made. Right? The mind is a wonderful, wonderful place. And you are intentionally creating pathways and bridges from where you are to where you want to go. All right, that's the power lesson for today. You're beautiful and wonderful and amazing. Remember to take another deep breath, get yourself some wonderful water, and continue to play around with creating
pathways of least resistance in your mind and bridges and connections with intention. I love you so much, and I'll see you later. Bye.